The Prime Minister may claim that the number of small boats is down by a third. The Prime Minister may claim that the number of hotels used is down by 50. Of course, in both cases, he's playing games with statistics. The number of small boats may be down, but the number of people in them has gone up. The number of hotels being used may be down, but he simply sent the 50 hotels to be paid for by the local council. And the hotel arrangements, the contracts with the hotel chains, with these cheap hotel chains, are still in place and will be for the next 2 years, I believe. In the meantime, the most extraordinary fact is that the number of asylum seekers waiting to have their cases reviewed has rocketed by 236%. That is simply, I think that is, it beggars all belief. The backlog has spiraled out of control. And we've got Stephen Kinnock, Neil Kinnock's son, to thank for the information. Under the Conservatives, the asylum backlog has spiraled from just 19,000 in 2010 to 165,000 today. These long delays mean people are stuck in limbo, and hotel use has reached a record high, costing more than £8 million a day. Labour will hire more than 1,000 new caseworkers to clear the backlog and set up a new cross-border police unit to work with Europol to stop the criminal gangs in the first place. Well, part of the problem here, and part of the reason why new cross-border police need to be engaged, is because that cooperation with Europe was broken by Brexit and by the stupidity of Lord Frost and his friends in not negotiating a replacement for that. It's not just Dublin 3 that he failed to replace, it's everything that goes with it. And the small boats are the consequence, the direct consequence of that asinine stupidity. Asinine, by the way, is simply a word which comes from the word for donkey, ass. And that is effectively what is leading the Conservative action on this issue. It's a pile of donkeys. And we need to increase the number of caseworkers, but simply increasing the number of people working in the Home Office isn't going to solve the problem overnight. There needs to be a sea change in the mentality of the Home Office, because the mentality of the Home Office was set nearly a generation ago by Theresa May, which she called the hostile environment. And until that is changed, no matter how many people are poured into the Home Office, the backlog is going to continue. I'm afraid the civil servants working in the Home Office need to be moved into different ministries, and different civil servants who are not tainted by this nonsense need to be moved into the Home Office. And there needs to be an undertaking that it's not just a paper exercise to nod people through without a proper survey, or nod people off the list and into exile from this country. But we need to have people who are going to do the job properly. Now, I also happen to know, of course, that there's already a campaign to employ more civil servants in the Home Office. There are jobs being offered by the ton, but they're not terribly attractive, and jobs being offered that come with the understanding that it's about getting rid of people. And that understanding needs to change. The hostile environment needs to change. Because why would anybody actually want to do the job of being of being Mr. Nasty all the time, or Mrs. Nasty, or Miss Nasty, Ms. Nasty, Lord Nasty, Lady Nasty. Well, we've got plenty of those, haven't we, really? We need to change the attitude. And people now are waiting 3 years or more. 3 years or more simply to have their cases looked at for the first time. Now, this includes, before the comments start pouring in, this includes people from Afghanistan. This includes people from war-torn countries. This includes people who are fleeing for their life because of their sexual identity, because of domestic crises, because of local threats. It's not just war. It's not the simple choice between war or economic migration, which is how recent ministerial voices have presented this thing in Parliament. It's not true. There are many good reasons why people should be claiming asylum in another country. They happen to have chosen ours. They happen to have landed on our shores, and we should give them the civilized response that is their due. And at the moment, we are treating them like dirt, and we are encouraging, with a misplaced ideology and misplaced venom, we are encouraging hatred, and that is wrong.